We're talking about our Big Choice album, which is 25 years old this year.
Oh,
which
you're
is
filming.
Pretty awesome.
Okay.
We're going down the songs. This version of the record
We can't see the titles.
is kind of a trip because it has Disconnected at the end of side 1. So I think we should just skip over it and use this version actually.
Here we go.
That's how I'm gonna do.
How about this guy?
That's rad. So what's after You Lie or Promises? Big
Promises,
Choice.
Big Choice.
That's as it should be.
Okay,
Let's
now-
talk about Big Choice.
All right.
So Big Choice. That song, the title track of the record. What was the inspiration for that? I feel like it was one of those like Britishy bands, like Subhumans.
The double
or
time on the chorus reminds me of something, and I cannot figure out what it is. Is it No Doubt?
Really?
Yeah, the da na 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 na. I don't know, because that's what it does.
But that would have been before No Doubt.
Yeah,
that
so they
song.
stole from us.
Well, everyone does the da-na-na-na-na-na-na-na, right?
No, that's ours.
Da-na-na-na-na-na-na. It's the Sex Pistols. It's the Clash. It's
Well, we did that before
It's-
all those guys.
of course we did.
Yeah,
we were the first.
But I think Gwen and Blake owe us a lot of money. No, Big Choice. Yeah, I know what you mean though. It has a very
the glang, 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 glang. I remember that was a novel idea to us to have the guitar just do that line while we kind of played around. It has cool muted picking and stuff in it too, which I do think that the verse is like, cool and well developed because it goes down, down, down. So it's got some good moments in it of like rhythm elements.
It's weird that it's the title track of the record, but it doesn't seem to be like it's that thing where you don't play it much, you don't hear about it much.
Yeah,
whatever.
it's
But it's
maybe one of those 50-50 songs
Yeah.
in the set. We don't play it all the time, but we do play it sometimes.
Do you guys throw it in the set sometimes?
Yeah.
I think it's killer.
These days, still, it makes its way in here and there. The Big Choice thing is actually pretty funny. It was a little controversial at the time. When we came back from Europe, our first tour ever, we were a 3-piece.
Should have said a 3-piece.
Someone did actually say that once.
Kids.
And I forget how it happened, but somehow Yarrow ended up in the band. He came to do a rehearsal with us. I think maybe I was the instigator, if I remember right.
Mm-hmm. Well, we got off the Lagwagon tour, and you were
And Lagwagon sounded really rad with the double guitar.
double guitars. You're like, I want to do more stuff like that.
So I don't know if we tried other guys out, but we did try out Chad. Yeah. And we had these new song ideas, some of which were going to be this album when we were rehearsing at Rob's house in his bedroom. And we had Chad come over to play with us, and it was a little bit of a static point for you and I, because I wanted Chad in and you really didn't at the time.
And it wasn't Chad. I just didn't want another guitar player.
I can't really remember what Rob wanted, and I don't know if he cared that much at the time.
He just went with the flow. He was more.
He was like, whatever, you want a guitar player? Cool, I don't care.
Yeah.
I think he was more concerned about how the money would split up.
It was going to be split 4 ways.
So that was probably a no-go on his side anyway. But I thought I just liked having Chad around, and I thought it made the band fuller and was cooler.
He was a very funny dude.
But I went along with a lot of shit. I had a little bit of like Chad mania at the time, because he more or less came up with the idea of this album.
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah, go Chad. Big Choice is a great title. Let's do the Claw Machine and all that. And that was all his stuff.
Do you remember we put a promo of this record out, and there was a drawing he did of a man, like a guy standing there?
Yes.
I have that somewhere.
Yeah.
I have that, I think, in the bedroom.
We did our early
It was like a
pre-release records or
and
whatever
it was
you
just a
want to
picture
call
of some guy with a weird face.
The Larry with the glasses.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
So I was a bit of a Chad cheerleader during this whole process, but he thought Big Choice was funny, and so did we. Like make a lucky choice. Claw Machine and all that came.
So many inside jokes with all that kind of stuff.
It was a lot of inside jokes. So ultimately, we ended up with what is maybe some of the worst album artwork of all time, like a claw machine in a field. I don't even know what the fuck that is.
Oddly enough,
I think this was the only one that we had a claw machine in a lot of different settings as our idea.
Right.
And this was the only one that everyone didn't hate. For some, because
Yeah.
we argued about every other one.
Yeah, there was like, I don't know what they do, 8 or 9 of them or something. They
Where
were
were they?
all different. One was in Egypt. And I wanted that one, but you were like, dude, that's too much like Iron Maiden.
Too Iron Maiden. I would
It's
say that
Power
right
Slave.
now.
Yeah, it's too Power Slave. But I loved it because it was so Power Slave.
Yeah.
I was into it.
Where else were they?
It was everywhere. It was any kind of setting you could think of that we put them in. It was everywhere.
Yeah.
And I can't think of any of them.
This is what you get when decisions are made by committee. And it's the perfect example of it because everyone was just sticking to their guns. Mm-hmm. And this is the only one that no one really like had a stake in. So we're like, I guess that's the one. We all don't hate it. Yeah. But no one loved it.
No, we just went with it. It looked the most real too, because back then it wasn't photoshopped. It was like they had to cut and do things and make it work. It was
it was really difficult to do this apparently.
You can tell because it looks like crap.
Yeah, it's pre having any good software to do. I mean, Photoshop no one had that.
And also, I remember
put in all the grass and everything around the machine.
I remember we knew Big Choice. We thought it was funny. Big Choice, you know.
Yeah, it was funny to us.
But then we kind of sold it to people like, well, you know, going to a major, we had to make this choice.
Right.
We tried to get all like rad about it.
It's about like making a big choice about life and becoming an adult. Whatever.
You'd think that we were always smart, but we weren't. No. We weren't always smart.
No. We're full of shit. You just make stuff up.
Yeah.
You make it up.
We're doing that now.
Pretty much. Pretty much.
But the Big Choice thing, I do remember. That was and the pictures that we took at the carnival. That was ridiculous. I remember looking.
Yeah, it's like this kind of ran away with itself because this had a theme.
That wasn't a fart. That was Richard.
And then the people that were working at the label were like, well, what if we get a clown? Or we like that. We like the neon light of circus liquor.
Yeah.
So we did a photo of that.
Oh, this is just us playing poker.
That was another photo shoot we did.
I remember that.
Yeah.
Yeah, we were playing poker.
And then someone had the big idea of like, well, make the CD a quarter like you're putting a quarter into the machine.
I swear to God, I don't want to say
it was way too thought out.
I think that was my idea.
I like it. I mean, it made a cool hat.
I always do stuff like that with CDs. I've been doing it since then. I don't know why.
Cool story about the quarter hat. While we were on tour during Big Choice.
Quarter hat?
The hat, the ball cap, and we did the quarter on it.
Right.
We played a show with Ice Cube and
Mac 10.
And Mac 10.
Yep.
And we had gotten to the venue in Vancouver early, and we were counting out our merch, and Ice Cube comes through with a bunch of dudes, and they're like, hey, what are you guys doing? Merch? Hey, you guys want some merch? Just expecting them to be like, nah, that's cool. We're not really into that.
And they
super
cool.
us.
Yeah.
And we're like, cool, there's our merch allotment for the night. But whatever. The best part of that, we still had plenty of merch to sell, but there was tons of face-to-face Big Choice merch out there, which was rad. Then Ice Cube showed up on one of the late night shows. I can't remember whether it was Letterman or one of that. And he was wearing the Big Choice quarter hat. And we were just like, yeah.
I remember that night.
Shit ever.
Him and Mac 10 wanted a bunch of merch. And we're like, okay, take what you want. And, you know, as long as we don't get beat up. Because his posse was huge. And none of them liked us. I think they were all like, remember, they're all. But Cube and
he was really nice.
They were both super cool.
Yeah.
And then they wore our stuff on stage that night.
That's right.
Because there was a bunch of kids there that didn't like our band.
Oh, yeah.
And it was really...
I remember playing the set and just seeing a bunch of people in the front row waiting for Ice Cube.
Let's make this clear. The show was Ice Cube and Mac 10 headlining. We opened.
Absolutely.
That was it. It wasn't a festival, anything like that.
It was a club gig.
The Commodore?
At the Commodore.
In Vancouver.
Still there.
It was terrifying. And it ended up being a really good show. It was really fun. A lot of our kids showed up, like our fans, and a lot of their fans were there. And it felt real tense. But as the show went on, it got awesome.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden we sold a lot more merch than we thought we would. It was just really cool.
And then Ice Cube shows up on TV with a Big Choice quarter hat, which was just like, wow, that's the coolest thing that ever could have come out of that.
Oh, another funny story about that is at some point, Trever and Chad were kind enough to go get me a signed photograph of Ice Cube. And I was so stoked that I put it up in my little bunk in our little Fun Seeker bus. And it turns out that they signed it. They signed Ice Cube. Hey, like, yo, Matt, stay, whatever, stay real, Ice Cube. I'm like, yeah, that's right. Thanks, guys. And I put it up, and I found out literally like 6 months later it was fake. And I was like, I was sad. I'm like, cool, I got a signed Ice Cube thing.
I totally don't remember doing that.
It was awesome. It was actually really funny.
Great. Please don't tell more of those stories that make me look like a dick.
No, think about how funny that is.
No, I'm just kidding.
Like, oh my God, how many
hilarious.
stories are like that? Like, all bands have those stories. I think it's
Totally
amazing.
irrelevant to Big Choice, a quick tour story that I just thought of. And this was at your expense, but it was awesome.
Usually
it would have
was.
been at anyone's expense. It would have been funny.
That's why I'm not with him anymore.
We were we were driving through the Canadian Rockies on a really super long drive, but we were in a van, so we had the merch stacked and the gear. There was only 2 people in the front, and then the third guy had to take turns being in the back, and you really couldn't see shit.
Was it up on the
You could
loft?
only see out of the back, yeah.
Yeah.
And we were driving, and we would constantly call shit out in the Rockies, like, "Oh my God, look at the size of that moose!" And Matt would be in the back, go, "Where? I can't fucking see it. Where? God damn it, where is it?" And you're like, "I've never seen anything as great as that in my life."
Is that the Aurora Borealis?
Look at the waterfalls. Yeah,
Flying off the
so
loft, trying to
pissed.
find something. Nothing.
Yeah, up there goes Bigfoot.
Yeah.
Just in the back, like, "God damn it!"
And I probably believed it.
Yeah, you did.
Like, no way.
Believed all of it. So
Sasquatch.
anyway, enjoy the song "Big Choice," kids. Hey, thanks for watching. If you'd like access to even more exclusive face-to-face content, then please click on the subscribe button at the bottom of the screen to subscribe to the Face to Face official YouTube channel.